Everyone, today, as you can tell by the title of this video, this is going to be a completely different video than I usually do on my channel, and it's kind of a first impressions and a review on a product called an Epilator. And so the specific Epilator I have is a Remington Smooth and Silky 40 tweezer Epilator. And let's just start off with what it is. I have my computer right here with some notes so I don't get off track. So basically what it is it's an electric tweezer. Now it has little blades that open over the hair and then they close and they rotate to pull the hair out like a tweezer. And it pulls the hair from the root. It does not, cut it off from the surface, and it does not rip the top layer of the skin. So an Epilator comes in from 40 tweezers to about 70 or 75 tweezers, I believe, and those are the more pricier ones. And so a pro of using an Epilator is that it doesn't just remove the hair from the surface, it actually removes it from its root. And that equals like 4 to 6 weeks of hairlessness on the body part that you epilate. And it's a one-time payment. Now, Epilators range from about $18 for like the smaller ones with the less tweezers to about $150, I believe, with the higher amount of tweezers, which is like 70 tweezers, 75. It leaves your hair, no, it doesn't leave your hair. It leaves your arm or your leg or wherever you're epilating smooth. And over time, it thins out your hair, so it comes back more patchy and not more like in a rush of hair, and it just thins it out so it doesn't hurt as much when you epilate after a while. And the Epilator itself actually lasts for years, I think 3 to 5 years, and you're able to use it on most body parts like your arms, your legs, your face. I think that's for the smaller Epilators though, with like 9 tweezers and stuff. You can do your armpits, you can do your bikini line. And another pro is that it grows back in small amounts. So this goes back with thinning out the hair and stuff. It grows back in small amounts. It doesn't grow in a wave, like I said. And it can lighten your skin because when you epilate, you pull the hair from its root. So instead of how you shave and it leaves your underarms dark, for example, the Epilator removes the hair from the root, so it lightens up your arms. And a lot of the higher end Epilators come with different attachments, so they can be a shaver or they can be another Epilator head with like a massaging or like an aloe vera little patch like a razor would have, just to calm the skin when it's epilating. And then lastly, a pro is that Epilators come in, let's see, they can either be wet or dry, or how I should say this, Epilators can become, I can't talk, I'm so sorry. Okay, Epilators, the ones with the lower tweezers, come where they can just do dry skin, not wet. And then the higher end ones are wet and dry. And so there are cons when it comes to epilating. I know this is not like the main treatment of hair removal, but yeah, there are some cons. One con is that it's very painful the first time. On a pain scale for me, I'd say it's 8 or 9, at least on my legs. And a con is it makes your skin susceptible to ingrown hairs and like red bumps and stuff. It can be expensive. Like I said, it ranges from $18 all the way to like $150, maybe even more. And then it takes a lot of time your first time. Now, I've only used it one time, so I'm not doing like a full review, but yeah, it takes a while. I heard people say it takes about 30 minutes for them to get it done, but for me, for one leg, it took an hour, so for both legs, it took 2 hours to get done. Same thing for shaving. I have no idea what that happens for me. And then, let's move on. Okay, so let's move on to how it compares to other hair removal treatments. So as you know, there are 6 hair removal treatments, options, whatever you want to call them. There's shaving, there's waxing, there's epilating, there's depilatory creams, I'm sorry, I have a hard time pronouncing that word, depilatory creams, and then there's laser hair removal. So those are the 6 hair removal treatments. And so how it compares to waxing. Waxing does remove the hair from the root, but it also rips off the top layer of the skin, seeing that you're putting wax on your entire skin and then pulling up. And then in comparison to shaving, shaving only cuts the hair from the surface of the skin. And so I thought I'd draw you an example. Alright, so I'm going to clean it off. Alright, so say this is your skin, right there, and this is the hair, and it's growing up from its root underneath the skin. So shaving, all it does is it gets this hair right here above the skin, and it just removes it and cuts it. And then there's still hair left underneath the skin. So shaving is not really an effective long-term hair removal treatment. And it causes dark spots. I know for me, underneath my arms, I have dark spots because it just cuts the hair, it doesn't remove it from the root. And it grows back within hours, at least for me, and then days for others, so it's not effective for long-term use. And depilatory creams. So depilatory creams do remove the hair from the root by killing them off, and that's by using chemicals. And when you use depilatory creams, at least in my experience, I experienced burning and irritation, and it was really bad. I had to use ointments and stuff to help with the burning and stuff. And so my first time using it, okay, I started off with a little patch because I read the directions and it said try a little patch somewhere. So I tried it in my arms, and it did not hurt that much. I just tried like a small little patch, but there was a little discomfort. And then I tried my ankle. Now that is one of the worst places you could ever epilate for the first time, at least. So I just tried right here on my ankle, if you can see it, and it burned, it stung, and yeah, it did feel like a tattoo. I heard someone compare it to worse than a tattoo. I never had a tattoo, so I'm guessing that's pretty painful. But yeah, on your ankle, hard pain, a lot of pain, and then also near your knees, a lot of pain. So yeah, both of these places, I'd say it's an 8 out of 9 in pain. And then like just your like calf area of your leg, that's about a 5 or a 6 in pain. It wasn't as painful as these two areas. And then I did my armpit. Now I did my arms, my legs, and my armpits on a Saturday. And when I went to try my armpits, I couldn't hold my skin taut or tight, and so it grabbed onto my skin and it burned it, and it like ripped my skin open, and so I wasn't able to finish it, so I had to put ointment, and it was burning. I could not move my arms like all night. I was like this because I couldn't move my arms. It really hurt. But the next day, my mother actually held my armpits open. That sounds really bad. She held my underarms taut, and she actually epilated it for me, and it got every single hair. And after I put like the dope, I can't speak. And after I put the double ointment on, antibiotic ointment, it stopped hurting within hours. And I also use ice packs for each area that I epilated just to get rid of the bumps and stuff. And yeah, I use the ointment, I use the ice pack, and I also use aloe vera gel just to, you know, help with the dryness and the pain. And yeah, the pain was gone by the morning, so I was fine by the next day. Alright, so some suggestions for less pain during your first time epilating and every time after. You should start with a warm shower to open your pores. Then you should exfoliate before and after with either a skin brush, a boar brush, that's what I use, a glove, exfoliating glove, a scrub, like a sugar scrub, and or a loofah. And it helps with ingrown hairs a lot. Just know that, because if not, my whole leg would just be full of ingrown hairs. Also, I found it very helpful to use baby powder. I used it on my armpits when I did my armpits the second time, and it cut the pain in half, like it did. Or you can use baby powder, or you can use turmeric powder. Did I say that right? I think I did. And then ointment. If you have ointment, I suggest putting it on after, especially if you get burned and your skin was like ripped a little bit. That's mainly for your armpits. I don't think you really need that for your leg, just because this is more of a sensitive area. And moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Make sure your skin does not dry out. And you can also use aloe vera gel, again, as a moisturizer. It helps with the dry skin, and it helps to relieve the pain and aching in your parts that you epilated. And lastly, use an ice pack. Now you can use it before. I find that it really worked when I did on my knee. Just putting it there for like 2 to 3 minutes just to freeze the area a little bit before you epilated, because it really does hurt in your knee. And then after, definitely to make sure your bumps go away. That prevented my ingrowth hair count significantly. And then I just suggest that you watch TV or listen to music and like sing your heart out, like a song that you're really passionate about, just to forget about the pain, because it really will hurt the first time. It's literally, for me, 40 tweezers pulling out your hair. Like, it's so bad. And so since I have already done it, I just want to show those who are on the brink about buying one just how to use it. And so this is the epilator I got, the Remington Smooth and Silky. I said that before. And it just looks like this. And then in the box it comes with the charger. Okay, so mine, you have to have it plugged in. So that's the charger. And then these are all the directions and everything. Okay, and then it comes with a little brush just to wipe off your hairs from inside the tweezers and stuff. So by doing that, you can go like this and like clean off the hairs. And then you can open it up and then do the actual tweezers in here. And then actually if you push, oh, this is the wrong way, sorry. And there's a button on the back that you can push to take off the whole head, just to make sure you don't have any hairs in here and stuff. And then you can do it down here to make sure there's not any hairs left. And so I'm just going to show you how this works. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to try it on my arm just because that's what's really near me and that's the easiest to do since I'm wearing jeans. Sorry if you saw my butt. I should have pulled my shirt down. I'm so sorry. Okay, so what you do is plug it in the bottom, and then there's 2 settings. So the first setting is like this, and you can see the blades. The first setting is for thin hair, and then the second setting is for coarse hair. And so since there shouldn't be any hair, and if there is, it's really thin because I waxed like a month ago, it shouldn't hurt that much. So what you do, I have a random rubber band. What you do is you turn it on and you just rub it up and down the skin. You can also do small circles, anything to really get the hair off. So I'm going to try it. Here we go. And that's what you do up your entire arm. I actually had like little tiny hairs that were pulling out right now, but it wasn't that. Alright, sorry about that. I am back. And basically what I was just saying is that you just do like this, circles, everything to remove the hair. And I was saying that my hair on my arms is thin because I waxed it like a month prior to doing this, not even thinking I was going to epilate. And the hair grew back like a day or 2 later, but it came back thinner. And that's another reason why I don't really recommend waxing, at least at-home waxing, because I have the V strips, the leg strips, but I use my arms, and I waxed my whole arm, took hours to do it, and then the hair came back 1 or 2 days later and it ripped off the top of my skin, so my skin was like really dry. So I have bad experiences with waxing, and also my legs, I couldn't do it. Like, it was so painful, and that's why I got an epilator, because it hurts much less than waxing, at least for me, on my legs. And so I hope this kind of gave you some background information on epilators and might influence you to buy one if you want to remove the hair from the root and only have to buy it one time. You don't have to keep going for waxing appointments or buying depilatory cream or continuously buying razors that add up to like hundreds of dollars by the end of the year. And you know, I think it's just a good option to use because it removes the hair for 4 to 6 weeks. Like, what else can do that without ripping out the top layer of skin or making your skin dark, or you know, things like that. So I hope this really helped you guys. I will be doing an update video in like a few weeks just to let you know how long it took my hair to come back. And yeah, I will see you guys then. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye.